that's the way today's gonna be. Little fixie here, little fixie up there, and it's not even 10:30 yet. Glory be.
I'm ready, but I have no idea what we're doing. I need the Swede. Where's the Swede?
We're just out here getting it done.
Do you need to seek medical attention?
I think so. I might lose my temper.
That's a prostate.
You'll find out.
Forward! That didn't take much.
Larson?
You never know what we're gonna get into, right, Dougal? You're in the rhubarb! I'm having fun.
Well, good morning. And on today's adventures, we're test firing the reclaim on the new grain bed. And it's without excitement, little disappointment. Let's just say it's plugged up a little bit. So I'll show you guys. Stay tuned. I should have brought you all along and showed you what I was actually into here. Okay, so back to the previously scheduled program. I don't want to tell you how many times I was in and out of the shack coming over here because I was watching the amps on the grain leg, and they were up and down, and then they'd go way down. So I knew we had issues here. So I'd come out and open up the little gate here and see what the problem was, and yeah, corn would start flowing again, and then it just quit. I mean, couldn't get no grain. I thought it was plugged up there, but here it was plugged down on the bottom. I called the guy and I got the skinny on why this piece right here is in there, because that's where, well, let's just say this bin is just like every other bin. If you don't move the top every month, you can get some crusting, and sure enough, this one had a little spot in the center, maybe more than a little. It got to be ball size chunks, 3 of them stuck in here. I think I'm gonna take all these out, and that piece there is just bolted in. So I'm gonna remove that because I guess it's there to protect the corn from going on the chain, which is a good idea. In this case, I don't ever want to have to take this apart because the frost now has kind of pushed up on the conveyor, and this piece no longer. I'm gonna have to take forklift and lift up on this to get that all back together. So I don't ever want to go in there again and do this project, so that's coming out. You get the idea. So here we got this that actually held up the whole show, causing nothing but trouble. Yeah. So the idea is now is to, once I do this, there will be nothing that can, if it comes through that pipe, it's gonna go down into the conveyor. These are heading that way, and the corn is sliding along the bottom. There's gonna be the chain moving, and that is going to keep things going. All I'd have had to do is zing them off and reach in and take the bolts off. Today's number one. Looks like I just enjoy working. So I'm gonna take that out and then put it all back together. Okay, I have unbolted it now, so I maybe would have had to take that all apart, unless I could have gotten that somehow through the hole. I maybe could have, but no, it's pretty nice out. Nothing else to do, right? Take a bunch of extra bolts out that I didn't need to, maybe. Just like that, it's time to reassemble. I don't know. Should I test fire it? This here is just gonna, the core now is just gonna hit this. It should be fine. It may cause a little bit more damage. I'm not sure. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's definitely gonna hit the chain directly. It's directly gonna hit the chain. It's hitting right here. So is that gonna be an issue? Time is gonna tell, but that's the way it's gonna be. Okay, as I have just put on all the bolts and the nuts on the or the burrs for, well, everybody calls them different depending on where you are located in the US of A. My issue now is the two bolts that I took out of the bracket. Well, I gotta put them back in. Well, there's not enough thread, so here's how all projects turn into a hour, maybe 2 hour long deal. I have to go up to the shop now, get a different style bolt with a washer on it. Adds 10 minutes to the project. So let's go get some bolts. Okay, I went and I got my bolts that I need. Also got to talk to Mom, and she says, well, the pickup won't start. And I asked, well, why is that? I don't know. I said, well, what do you mean by won't start? Does it turn over, or will it not turn over? Click, click, click. I said, okay, battery's junk. Battery's dead. And I know this because I went to use it a couple weeks ago when we went and got not blackjack, big black, home from the body shop. And I jumped in that thing and it turned over really slow, and I thought, oh boy, good thing we're gonna use the pickup because that one doesn't get used that often. And charge it up. That's the way today's gonna be. Little fixie here, little fixie up there, and it's not even 10:30 yet. Glory be. Okay, we've got it reassembled, or the bolts all reassembled. Now we go get the forklift. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Okay, we are, I think, check one more and call it good. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really had a heart-stopping moment here a little bit ago when I had the forklift all lined up, and I took this one and lifted up on that and put that piece back in. I should have showed you, but because I'm the type of guy I am, I'm gonna tell you instead. There are holes in both of these. You can kind of see them there. Well, they line up here. I could have made it so that would have worked, and I was thinking that they did bolt together because I forgot that these, whatever they're called, were on there, but I was thinking they were bolted together like I have seen some before. Well, the upper flange, they did not. They were nowhere close. And I stood here, I took this piece, flipped it upside down, same issue. Then I got thinking, oh boy, I bet I've somehow turned that top plate and put it together wrong. Thought, oh, I'm gonna have to take it all apart. Then I looked over there, and there they were. And I thought, come on, man. So we're back together. We're gonna be fixed up here. I'm gonna do a little testy. And it works. So we're gonna be ready. Now on to the battery of Dad's pickup. So, now, you know how battery changing goes. I'm just dreading to see how buried it is. Time will tell. This is just for you young kids that enjoy heights. Hang on. I just had to take you all the way up really high because I didn't want some of you guys telling me, you know, you can tip that thing over if you drive around with it all the way in the air. No, I wasn't that high, but you kids, you do know that. You do not drive all around the yard with that all the way in the air, especially if you're loaded, because it'll tip you over. You will do it. Okay. Problem number 2. Looks like slide out that top post battery we have to purchase from the cheapest possible place that we can find, because we like cheap. Cutting corners every day, you know, gets you a long way in the long run, right? We'll see. It's a 2016 with maybe 30,000 miles on it. So you know it don't get used that often, and well, now the battery is junk. Guaranteed to be replaced with a battery that makes it half as long as this one did. And I don't know if you guys really want to watch me do this, but maybe we'll just forget about showing you that and continue on today, because who knows what else can happen. No, I'm not kidding. Remind me that this thing is charging. I mean it. This is me taking a load of corn to the ethanol plant. I'm mentally preparing myself to sit in line because they've had a breakdown with one of their bucket belts or grain legs. So Brody, Eric, and Jordan are gonna hang tight and work on planters, while me and a couple other guys are gonna sit in line. Okay, can any of you guys see what truck that is that I'm supposed to be able to see, that I would go after? I'm talking about the oncoming traffic, of course. And where am I supposed to park here now? I've gone too far. I'm gonna block the whole lane. What was I thinking? Okay, like I say, what truck was it? It is a quarter after 1 when I pulled in. And if the battery on the GoPro survives, we'll see what time it is when we pull out. I'm guessing 3:30, 4 o'clock I'll be out of here. Maybe I should have stayed home. We've got movement. We've moved up 4 positions. Only 35 more, maybe more to go. I am actually laughing. So everybody is driving or delivering corn to the ethanol plant here with 2, 3, 4, as many trucks as you own. They're hauling with them because we have got to get the crop hauled in to stop interest at the bank, and you know the whole story. But everybody is, when they have the 2 trucks or their other trucks, they are pulling up to the guys that are waiting in line and handing things out to each other, because I suppose the phones are going dead, the lunch pail wasn't packed big enough, need some water, give me a pop, whatever. So the guys that are in line have not prepared for the length of wait that there is. So the guys leaving the elevator are pretty much handing out whatever they have to keep the guys in line able to survive the length. You gotta see it to believe it. My biggest fear is to shut a truck off. Once they've started in the morning, I just really have a hard time starting and stopping. I find it maybe more of a miracle that they start in the morning, so to shut them off, restart them several times a day as you sit and wait in line, is nothing more than a panic, a stress to me. And I don't know, but this truck has been doing this more often than not. We have been, I think it's a wiring harness somewhere on the engine area. It's very unnerving to have it happen. I do not want to be the guy in line getting towed to the pit to unload. That is not anything I want to have anything to do with. I have a choice now. Shut it off, cycle the power, maybe it'll come out of it, Just let it keep on red light Christmas tree stuff. Here we go. We'll see the next time I start it. Or maybe it won't start. Most important thing is never forget your jerky if you're going to be in line. Starting. So far, so good. Oh man, been here a little over an hour so far. I'm guessing one more hour and I'll be heading out the outdoor.
At least I had a nice big load. 98,000. 15.4 on the moisture.
Oh, he looked pretty sober as he drove by. I think everybody judges where they're at in line by the railroad. If I'm up to the railroad, I'm good. If I'm a long ways away, not so good. Well, I finally got in here to unload, so things are looking up. Okay, we are heading to the scale to get weighed empty, and I am out of here. And the time is 4 o'clock, a little after 4 in fact, so it's gonna be quite a story tonight when we get back home and we all share our things that we seen while we sat in line. Put our card in, card reader, and then get our ticket. 15.2 moisture and 57.2 test weight. Not too bad. Now to get home.